It's always best to dry clean carpets using microsponges, and I've produced videos explaining why in description links 1 to 3. But what happens when you try to use them to clean an utterly filthy commercial main entrance doormat? This is a real mat that gets wiped on hundreds of times a day as people walk in from outside. The whole thing is saturated in filth and full of stains. This is far worse than anything you'd find in a respectable home. So let's see what microsponge dry cleaning can do. I taped off a section to clean just to help compare before and after. You should always vacuum a carpet before cleaning to remove dust and dirt particles, otherwise you could end up dissolving it back in later and working against yourself. I started with an empty bin, and just look at how much dirt was in that tiny area. Almost 40 grams in total. And this rug had just been cleaned with a commercial grade vacuum cleaner, showing just how bad some commercial cleaners are compared to high-end home products. Commercial cleaners might use and waste more power, or use old-fashioned bags, but they don't deep clean any better, as I've discussed in the video in description link 4. And it's mostly sand and grit in there, as you'd expect. When you first come in, the bigger sandy bits like this come off first. Further away from the door, you find much finer dirt and hair, as I've shown again in that same video, where the internal carpets in this same workplace have been deep cleaned. I've shown plenty of times on my channel now that no vacuum gets every bit of dirt out of any carpet first time. So, given how much dirt was in this filthy mat, I ran over it again 3 more times before the concentration of dirt being removed became small compared to the initial amount extracted. Removal is a statistical process, with more extracted initially when there's more dirt in the carpet, and less removed on subsequent passes when there's less left to be removed. This is true for every vacuum cleaner, and is discussed in more detail in description links 5 and 6. It's worth noting a few things at this stage. Firstly, vacuuming this loose mat was really noisy because it lifts up and slaps back down against the floor as the brush bar beats it. Fitted carpets are pinned down and so don't do this. Bouncing up and down often flings the heavier sand particles around too. Many people are wrongly fooled into thinking that a vacuum is more powerful or cleans better because of this noise or the particle bouncing. YouTube tricksters always use loose rugs to peddle this myth, so look out for it. I've already shown in description links 7 and 8 that vibrational agitation doesn't actually clean any better and is a widespread myth. I compared a highly vibrating cleaner with a quiet one, and the quiet one deep cleans much better. Secondly, this mat has a rubber backing, preventing any airflow from underneath. This means that deep cleaning requires very strong suction that only the best vacuum cleaners provide. Many tricksters on YouTube deliberately use porous rugs which lets air through very easily, bypassing the need for strong suction, and artificially inflates the performance of the preferred vacuum brand, even though their favoured product doesn't actually clean as well across all floor types. I've produced many videos exposing this deception, and you can watch them in description links 9 to 13. Thirdly, many Dyson brand haters always claim Dyson cordless stick vacs can't clean heavy sand and grit from carpets. This is clearly false. It's being removed in huge quantities here, despite the mat having non-porous backing, following exactly the same statistical trend you'd expect. This is another myth peddled by tricksters, so look out for it. Fourthly, many of the worst and most misleading channels out there still judge a cleaner's performance by eye alone. You can see here why this is completely misleading. Even zoomed in and comparing the pile between the unvacuumed and thoroughly vacuumed sections, they look virtually identical, despite knowing how much heavy, gritty dirt was embedded in such a tiny area. Never respect any channels out there that judge dirt levels by eye. Finally, many channels and commenters spread the myth that sand deep down in a carpet causes damage and excessive wear. This mat is old, heavily walked on far worse than in a house, and is full of exactly this kind of scratchy, gritty dirt. Yet the fibres are completely fine, and there's no evidence whatsoever of any damage at their base. I've already fully discussed in description link 14 why this myth is completely false and why you should be aware of the channels peddling nonsense out there. Sprinkle some microsponges down. For normal household grime levels, you don't need to use too many, but this mat is extremely filthy, so I use quite a lot. Then you just have to gently brush them into the pile in several directions. The more you brush, the more they scrub against all the fibres, dissolving and absorbing all the grime. It dried in about half an hour, and then I just vacuumed it away. And the difference was amazing. Even on an ultra dirty, heavily used old entrance mat, the clean section looked brand new and felt softer and smoother and not tacky like it did originally. And removing the tape shows an obvious dirt tan line. And this is the colour of the microsponges after they'd absorbed all the grime. I put some new, bright yellow sponges next to them for comparison to show they really do absorb the dirt the pre-spray chemistry helped break down. These biodegradable microsponges are the ultimate, fastest, cheapest, and most environmentally friendly way to clean a carpet, and they really do work, even on the most ultra-filthy carpets. Some really intense, heavy spot stains might need extra work and special chemistry to fix, and that would be true for any cleaning method. Hopefully this video dispelled many myths and helped you learn something. Thanks for watching.